Dublin being, are they more conservative over under Desi here? Like it was
Well,
obviously
I think
go on.
I think Jason Sherlock has been a major loss for Dublin. Okay, I think Jason Sherlock as a coach is a very very astute coach. He's a very very knowledgeable coach. He was an extremely gifted footballer. You could see the way he played the game in a very creative manner as well, and excitement and flair about his game. He is a very very, I know obviously from that Dublin team of 17, 18, from watching them very, very closely, very intensely. I was obsessed with them nearly from a coaching perspective. Jim Gavin and Jason Sherlock had struck up a great partnership, and I think the level of coaching, not criticizing any of the coaches that are there now, but I don't think they're at the same level from a coaching perspective. I can see from a coaching perspective that they don't seem to be at the same level, and now that could be a player thing as well. It could be the fact that the players, this current crop of players, maybe aren't of the same caliber as the 2017, 2018 crop. But you're still looking at the likes of Mick Fitz, Cluxton, Fenton, McCarthy, Conn, Kilkenny. They're still there. Like, the core of that group is still there, boss. Like, so you can't really say that. But for me, from a coaching perspective, I think what would have happened there, and it would have been the whole way through the National League. Roscommon played a very possession-based oriented game, right?
Yeah.
They wore Tyrone down with a lot of possession. Niall Daly picked up a lot of loose ball. He had a high percentage of possession counts in that league game. They did the same against Armagh, and both teams were dropping off them, and maybe trying to invite Roscommon onto them. And Roscommon played that game, so it's not Dublin would have expected Roscommon to have produced a period of this, right? But I think in play, Dublin were one of the most intelligent teams at working the opposition out. So in 2018, I remember playing golf with Niall Morgan a few years ago, and Niall said to me, they had 2 or 3 kickouts going into the final in 2018, right? And he said, a couple of kickouts getting away with it really quick. Another kickout was to hit Colin Kavanagh. Another kickout was to try and hit an overload, whatever it was. He said within 12 minutes, Dublin had worked out on the field what Tyrone were going to do. Within 12 minutes. They had more or less decoded the Tyrone strategy, and it said, we know what you're doing. And he said, I was just faced then with a sea of fucking blue, the 3 banks of 4, the swarm press. But I think in play, if Roscommon had done that to that Dublin team, Cluxton would have come out and marked the full forward. The fullback would have pushed on, and they would have squeezed right up on the Conor Carroll, and the pressure would have created panic, and they would have turned Roscommon over and possibly walked one into the net. And that's the reality.
But that's what I'm saying, Stevie. As in, why? Like, never have I seen a Dublin team let a team like that dictate matters the way they did. Now, Roscommon played the same way against Mayo, and we were pulling our hair out in the first half. I think Roscommon were against Mayo were with the breeze. Roscommon were against it.
That's right.
They didn't squeeze up either. So look at I have my question marks over. We'll say the ballers in terms of the Roscommon full back line. What are they like under pressure? Like no disrespect to the full back line. Usually their skill set isn't as good as the players out the field. They have obviously a specific role in the team like here. So that's not a slight at them. But I just couldn't get over, like you said there, the scars that Roscommon have had in Croke Park over the last few years. I thought it was a missed opportunity from Dublin here to really go after them and really, if they conceded a couple of goals in the first 15 minutes, Roscommon, what way would that game have gone? So,
100%.